Lipari, Messina, Italy, January 18, 2025. After the wave of bad weather that hit Sicily, caused by Storm Gabri, it is time to count the damage and try to get back to normal. In Taormina, the seafront in the hamlet of Mazzio was the most affected, where work is underway to clear sand from the road and try to restore the equipment of the baths damaged by the sea. The situation is the same on the nearby seaside road of Ledogani.
Guardate che colpi di mare!
Difficulties also occur in the center of Taormina, where vehicles are allowed to pass through Atanasio after a tree fell and blocked the road. The wall of the baths in the Spisone district was also destroyed. Damage also occurred in Giardini Naxos. Traffic on the national road has been restored after the bridge over the Alcantara River was closed because the waterway was at risk of flooding.
È in strada il mare, prima che si scippa. Siamo a ciò d'armi, mica che colpi di mare. Questo fa paura, questo fa paura. Vai, che spettacolo, guardate che spettacolo! La furia del mare! Guardate che mare fa paura!
In addition, the embankment, also in Alcantara, which protects the Pietriner complex of the sewage consortium's purification system from possible flooding, collapsed. The damage amounts to several million euros in the Aeolian Islands, the most severe damage to the port facilities. In Lipari the commercial dock was completely destroyed, in Volcano the new port furniture was being built. In the port of Filicudi and in Stromboli most of the gratings at the hydrofoil landing point were detached and carried into the water, as well as other damage to the ship's structure, the same for the Caneto dock.
Siamo dall'altra parte del marciapiede, guardate qua. Incredibile, siamo a Lipari, Lipari, Isole Olie. Facciamola salire questa nave, guardate che spettacolo qua. Guardate questo. Della natura. Pazzesco.
In Lipari, the situation is very bad in the hamlet of Caneto where the sea has entered the houses, flooding and filling them with water, sand and debris. In Lipari, to allow the landing and disembarkation of vehicles from the ship, mechanical shovels had to be used to clear the minimum necessary space. The situation is very bad in the hamlet of Caneto in Lipari where the sea has penetrated the houses, flooding and filling them with water, sand and debris.
Pura stasera, hai invaso la strada. La forza della natura. L'energia del mare. Ah, 1000, ah ok, ora sì ci siamo perché ste scene qua. Manco a Ciao Darwin le vedete ste scene. Mare pazzesco. Siamo allagati. Tutto allagato. Guardate che spettacolo. Attraversatori di guardate qua. Attraverso per non bagnare si scatto.
Serious damage has occurred in the playground and in several businesses. Mayor Riccardo Gullo has announced that he will call for a state of natural disaster. The Municipal Operations Center is still active, organized by Mayor Riccardo Gullo to deal with the bad weather. It is now time to assess the damage, waiting for a complete picture of the situation. For the firefighters, it is a series of calls and interventions due to fallen trees and floods. The wave of cold and bad weather continues.
Pure i campane sono qua, quel primario. Guardate che spettacolo. Questo fa paura. Pazzesco, pazzesco, pazzesco. Si scippa tutto cose. Pure i panchine si scippa. Lo spettacolo della natura, il mare è infuriato. Pazzesco, incredibile, incredibile, pazzesco. Guardate che...
Today a new yellow alert was triggered for Sicily, Calabria and Basilicata due to rain and thunderstorms. The most critical phase should be between Friday and Saturday, when there is a risk of storms and critical situations. Once again the bad weather will also be accompanied by very strong winds, with gusts that can still exceed 100 km/h and the risk of storm surges on the most affected coasts, while the return of severe cold temperatures will not be expected again.
Che colpi mare, pazzesco, pazzesco. Gli attraversatori per fortuna ce l'avevano.